another episode of the Sisters in Cash podcast. We are now in Miami at the Expo. This episode is featured by legal fans and for based. So right now I have a really big star from the industry here. She's nearly 10 years in the industry.
Yes,
Who
about 10
are
years.
you? Tell us. Who are you?
My name is Chrissy LeBlanc. I'm a live streamer, cam model, cosplayer, award-winning cosplayer. And I am also currently the model coach and advisor for Eplay, which is a live streaming site.
I know you play. And I can tell you something. When I started in the industry, I think it was 2012 on the global side of the industry, so on the conference, like Expos and something. I was a professional cam girl in German, and I was the only German girl who started at this time on some free chatting pages. So, for example, MFC. And I saw all the time your streams. And I was learning a lot from you. So,
Really?
yes, I know you a long time. At this time, it was like you have played all the games, at MFC, it was crazy. I know you a really long time.
Not on MFC, no. I've never
No,
been on MFC.
but you was at Chatterbait before.
Yes, yeah. Started on Chatterbait.
It's a long time ago, but I know you was so professional. You was always high rated.
Yeah, I've switched streaming platforms a couple different times just for different personal reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
Personal and business reasons.
But I know you have.
Yeah.
That's why I know you have a lot of this experience.
That's true. Yeah, been on a couple different kinds of platforms. I've tried a couple different styles of camming. It's definitely it takes a while to figure out like the right recipe, and especially when you're like live streaming like 4 or 5 days a week, it can get easy to like feel burnt out.
It is like this.
So like at some point, like after live streaming and doing kind of like the same type of things, like of course like every show is different, but being on the same platform for 2+ years, I was like, okay, I kind of feel like I need something different. I need to shake things up. So I've gotten to that point where I was like, okay, I think I need to reevaluate and do something a little different and refocus. So I've reached that stage a couple different times throughout my 10-year career and, made changes here and there to like find what makes me happier, what also, pays all the bills. What's that happy medium?
Okay. So I created a podcast that models share some insights on each other. Don't be so competitive. It is the word. Yeah, I'm from Germany, so okay. Because in Germany, a lot of girls don't share some insights. Yeah. And we have, for example, we have some topics. Sometimes we talk about content organization. We talk about AI. We talk about social media. About some TikTok things or whatever. Can I ask you, what is the most traffic source for you? The best traffic source?
Ooh. That's a great question. I am honest. I don't know if I'm the expert to talk to you about this. I am so bad at checking my analytics and like tracking things like that. Like I do not properly use tracking links.
You have to use Get All My Links. It's an amazing tracking tool also.
I do use an all my links page for everything.
Yeah.
Where do I get the most traffic? I feel like I just get the most traffic from live streaming. Like.
Yeah, of course.
I drive people to my other content from live streaming. And like that's like my clip sales and my OnlyFans subscribers, those come from my live streaming fans.
Yes.
So I do use my live streaming as like marketing for my other content. Social media, of course, helps to get like new eyeballs. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. But I don't know if I have any like specific like special answer of like I don't have a crazy hack for like where to get a ton of new eyeballs. Honestly, I get a bunch of new eyeballs. Oh, there we go. Okay, I do have one. Doing collaborations with other streamers.
Yes.
A girlfriend of mine in Las Vegas, we had a regular cam show like every Wednesday for quite a long time, and when you're live streaming together, you have to pick whose platform you use, and I was always on her platform. So I was basically marketing myself to her fans every time that I was on her page camming with her. And like whenever she would cam solo following those shows, she would have her fans like asking where I was, when I was going to come on again. So I ended up turning like, some of her fans into my fans too, or fans of both of us working together. So I do get a good amount of new viewers just from doing collaborations with other creators and appealing to their fans.
Interesting. Okay, so that brings me to a good next point. So, if you are using, for example, OnlyFans, you bring your traffic to OnlyFans and you lose the fan, for example, the money is gone, right? So in Germany, we have a really nice platform. It calls For Based. If you're a creator on For Based and you bring a fan, you will get 10% lifetime of all what he bought on the page. And if you bring a model, it's 5%. Okay, a lot of platforms have it like if you bring a model, all have this rev share, but also this 10% per user is really yeah, it's not so often. So if you like to have more information about it, we was also at the panel yesterday. I can help you with that.
Okay,
So
sure.
just now, because
Lifetime rev share is definitely good. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
so for example, I was bringing a really high typer to this platform because they have in Germany it's PayPal. I don't know if they have in US PayPal. No.
PayPal, yeah.
Yeah. And they have also PayPal. So because he can't pay, but I have them on Science years, for example, and he spent 3 or 5K in 2 hours, like this. And I brought them to them, so to my profile, of course.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was checking my income, what was wrong, why I had so many income this day, because he
Fantastic.
was chatting with another girl.
Fantastic.
That is,
I love it.
it's
Yeah.
nice. You don't lose your fan. It's so just saying. Okay, so we was at the topic from live streaming. I know you're an icon in live streaming. Can you tell us what changed the most the last year in the live cam industry?
In the last year specifically?
Yeah, so
Like, I know a lot's changed since COVID for sure. Specifically the last year. That's interesting.
the last years, yeah, the last
Last
years,
few years,
yeah.
sure. There are definitely a lot more new faces and new creators in this industry. It has become more mainstream popular,
But it's not bad. It's good.
more acceptable,
Yes.
honestly, or just like it's known that this is an avenue to make money and to actually make into a business. Like I wish I knew about this when I was in college and I was younger. I was like, man, I would have cleaned up when I had some extra time on my hands. So I'm like, oh, I wish I was a little younger. Could have taken advantage of this.
Me too. Me too.
So I get it. But yeah, there's a lot more competition, a lot more new faces, and the people that are coming into this industry now are more business savvy. There are a lot more empowered single content creators. There's a lot more resources out there to help those creators now than there used to be. Just in the last 5 years, like it's come so far with what's available and like what kind of resources are there to help new creators to actually make this into a business and to do it properly, to do it the right way. Um, so like you really do have to be on top of your game these days to compete with these new hungry young young talent that have more time on their hands than a parent does.
I know. I know.
So I feel that's the biggest change I've felt is that like yeah, there are a lot of new faces that are like hungry and ready to work and actually take it seriously. There's always a lot of turnover in this industry, of course.
I know.
Not all of them
I
are going to
know.
make it.
I know.
There's still, people who don't fully understand what's involved, or just aren't ready to maintain that long term.
I know. Long term.
um, yeah. So like, yeah, the competition is fierce.
You know what I love about you? You was always also with your head on the business side, because I know it, because I saw you on a lot of conferences. It's not normal. Not every model is on some business conferences, so I
I
like
was a
it.
business major, so like that. Yeah, It's part
And
of what I studied, and yeah, like that's how you make it a full time job instead
yeah,
of just a hobby. There are people who just do this as a hobby, and they're
I
like, "Oh, if I
know.
make a little side money, that's cool," and that's totally fine. You don't have to take it as a full time job. But yeah, my goal for a long time was like, I want to be able to do this full time and not have to have any sort of vanilla job where I feel like I'm like slaving away for someone else or faking what I'm passionate about.
I understand. I totally
So
understand.
I worked to make it a full time job, like with my partner and my friends. I started out like camping with my fiance, who's now husband, and our girlfriends, and so it was just all about like monetizing our fun. So, and anyways, I'm going down a little tangent, but
Okay, a really nice topic I like to talk about because you're so long in the industry. What do you think about all this AI stuff?
it's definitely controversial, of course. I do utilize AI for some tools of my own. I do use Melrose Michaels is a friend of mine in the industry, and she created her own
GPTs,
AI
I know I use it
GPTs.
also.
I love it. I subscribe. I am a big fan. I use it mostly for like just copywriting, for writing captions of my content because
Me
that's
too.
it's
Me too.
like that's kind of exhausting for me. I'm great with coming up the ideas, with filming the content, but when it comes to like describing it and teasing it and
I'm
like
so
check
bad
out what's in
into
this
this. I'm
video.
so bad in this.
So I use it for that a lot of like, help me describe this video. This is what's going on in the video. Make it sound better than just this is what's in the video. So I love AI for those kind of capabilities. I use it to help me like get ideas started, but I never use it like copy paste ready to go. Like AI is not good enough in my opinion. Like I can tell when something was just copy pasted from AI. I can tell when it was written by ChatGPT. And same comes with like the AI chatbots that a lot of these companies are doing now. I do not trust. I have not seen a good example of anybody that can chat like me, like a real person.
I know.
There's always a point where you can catch it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is not a real person, and you can just call it out immediately. And so I am not a fan of the chatbots. I do not see myself using those anytime soon. Um, the big appeal with like live streaming and getting porn content from an actual solo content creator is that you're buying it from a real person with a real personality, and that is what like the fans and clients are looking for, is a connection with a real person. Like the second
It's
that they
like this.
smell it's an AI bot, their trust in you and your entire brand is gone.
I know.
So I am not a fan of AI for that reason at all. But I don't swear it off entirely because I do utilize it here and there. But I'm also aware of the environmental impact of AI, so I do try to use it sparingly. I don't try to use it for just like simple little things. I use it when I'm like legitimately stuck.
Okay.
So,
Okay. About AI, are you using some AI content protection?
am I using any AI content? No, I don't think. No,
No.
no.
Okay, so for example, I was using in Germany a normal German guy who have all German girls who was searching, for example, by keywords for leaked content of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought years. I thought I'm protected. Then I found also about this AI stuff, what models can use an AI company who is scanning the internet by, so the web, by the content, so scanning the content, scanning the face,
Hmm.
also for live stream models, and scanning by keywords. They don't put them down from Google, they put them really down, and also about AI deepfakes and fake social media profiles.
I have had fans send me deep fakes of myself. Yes, I've been sent deep pics of myself of like saying the person's legal name of like, oh, I can't wait to meet you, such and such, like John Smith. Like, Oh, I love you so much, John Smith. And like to me, the video is very clearly fake. Like you can tell in the mouth, you can like the sound is robotic. Like to me, it's very obvious. But I have been sent my own deep fakes of like, this isn't you, right? I'm like, no, you're not talking to me. That's not me. So yeah, there are people already deep faking me. So
This is weird.
it's a little weird.
Okay, I will
It's a
set you
little
in
weird.
contact with legal fans. They can help you with this. They're amazing. They can do a free scan. They can watch what's in the internet for you and what's
Okay.
not. And yeah, you can find
I
out.
should probably protect
That's
myself
for
better.
example, that's an AI tool like I really like. Also, this kind from GPTs from Melrose Michaels. I fucking love it.
Fabulous.
It's amazing.
I was at the XBiz, I think, 2 years ago when she announced that. I literally cried tears of joy when she announced that. I was like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is because
I
yeah.
was so like happy and proud of it. I was like, I can't believe you made this. It's amazing.
Okay.
Awesome.
If a model like to start in the industry, what would you, if you need to give her good advice, what would it be?
The first is do your research and make sure you're serious about it. You need to assume that people will find out and have a plan for that. You either want to talk to them ahead of time and get ahead of it, or like just be prepared for the fallout of people finding out. Like that is a realistic thought you need to face if you're going to get in the adult industry. People in your life could find that you do it. You can't
Yes.
just assume it'll stay a secret. You have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, don't do it. That's the
That is
first and
always,
foremost
that
advice.
is, yeah, that's always, you will laugh. That's always the same what a lot of models told me.
Is it?
So if you don't like that your family know about it or something, don't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. You're not gonna get away with like wearing the mask, like the no face that like you not like just no. Just you're not no. It's not for you. It's not for you.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
How big? Can I ask you how big is your team?
Where's my team?
Yeah, your team. For example, Brittany Andrews, I had two really amazing podcasts with her. She
Yeah.
shared a lot of insights because normally we do it by Zoom, then it's not so loud or something.
Sure.
And she told us about content creation. She told us a little bit about content organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really nice to hear it from someone who's over 30, so 3 decades in the industry. It was amazing. She, for example, she have a team over 30 people. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. I asked her, hey, how do you start to create your team? Because that's really
Yeah.
important. She have only a content organization team. She have her chatting team. She have her own editing team.
I would like her to school me on how to start building that because I've been daunted by that exact task and I'm still doing everything myself.
Me too,
And
and that's a really big problem.
I'm leaving so much on the table by doing that. But it's because I don't know who to trust. And like, this is such a word of mouth and like recommendation type industry. I hear too many bad stories about like OnlyFans management companies that didn't do a good job that I'm like, why would I risk it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of personal information to hand over to somebody and like, your reputation as a brand. Like, I don't want to just hand that over to anybody. So I still do everything myself, but that means that I have a lot of unedited content that is just sitting in my hard drive waiting to be edited and put out. So that is like part of my strategy this coming year is to focus more on editing some of that own content myself, and then hopefully get into a place where I can like start paying an editor to do some of that for me too.
I have also to focus on this.
But I want to at least get out my passion projects, my planned scenes that I really enjoyed filming. I've got some great collaborations with people that I just like never took the time to go through and get out there because my focus was always live streaming. So I've been able to take a little bit of a break from live streaming, and I'm like, I'm going to regret it if these scenes don't get put out in the world. Like, whether they make a bunch of money or not, I just want my art out there,
Yes,
that's how I
understand.
feel about
I totally
it.
understand.
So that's my goal for the next year.
Really nice.
But
Will
yeah,
you-
so the answer is it's just me. It's me. My husband has helped me with things in the past, but these days he's very busy with his other job. So right now it's just me. I
Okay.
have hired an editor, but that's really it.
Okay. Okay, Chrissy. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And maybe tell the guys and the models where they can find you on social media, for example. And yeah.
You can find everything important at allmylinks.com/slash Chrissy LeBlanc. My Instagram is the Chrissy LeBlanc. My Twitter is LeBlanc underscore Chrissy.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you will
Thank you
have a
for having me.
really successful expo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.